Yeah.
I have Chris who helps me teach kids class with me because our kids class is growing the most, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But there's so many kids I can't handle it by myself anymore. So
yeah.
I almost need a third instructor because we're up to about 20 or so kids per class. Damn.
Yeah.
That's a big for two people to teach 20 little rugrats. It gets crazy in there. So yeah, I don't know. It's just me. Monday through Saturday, my man.
What are so with the kids? What's the primary? Is it primarily jiu-jitsu?
Primarily jiu-jitsu with them until they get a little bit older. I have one day on Tuesday I call Advanced Kids Club. We have about 4 of the older kids in there that have been with me for a while now. I've done quite a few grappling tournaments that are starting to getting. They'll probably fight when they get older.
Yeah.
So they're learning to grapple and punch now.
Gotcha.
But I won't allow the younger kids to strike.
Yeah.
They need to learn how to control themselves and learn their bodies first, and that's why I primarily teach the kids jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Until they get to that advanced level, then they can start throwing strikes. Otherwise, they're just going to be throwing haymakers and knocking each other out. And it's just no good.
Turns into
a mess.
Wild break. Do you have a belt system?
Sure do.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. I have a belt system for the kids and for the adults for jiu-jitsu. I don't have a belt system for kickboxing. I get it. I see a lot of gyms are starting to make up a ranking system for their kickboxers.
Yeah.
I think it's just a reward system for the students because they like to accomplish achievement.
Yeah. Set a goal.
For kickboxing, I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah.
We do for our Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
We have ranking. White through black. And for the kids, they do a white through orange. Or green or whatever. I can't remember. And then they get, once they get to that level as a kid, they stay there until they're 16. And then they'll get their first blue belt as an adult. That would be an adult blue belt. And then basically they work up from the ranks till they get their adult black belt.
Gotcha.
And so on. So the ranking system for jiu-jitsu is not taekwondo. You're not going to get ranked every 2 days. You're not going to get a new belt every 2 months and get charged for it.
Yeah.
It's a free belt. You earn it by being in class. You pay tuition already. You come to the gym. You train. When I think it's ready to get ranked, I rank you and I give you your ranking.
Yeah.
I don't charge you an extra fee to make money off of you.
Yeah.
And the belts cost me $10.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. They're paying every month. So that's traditional martial arts. They're just money machines.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
Cobra Kai.
Yeah. You don't need 50 belts, man. Give me a break. And if you get a black belt in 2 years in a martial art, there's a problem. Come on now. You're not an expert in 2 years, man.
No.
In any martial art. I don't care if you
in any discipline whatsoever.
You're not an expert after 2 years. So when I see someone get a black belt,
doctorates out in 2 years.
And they're wearing, and they're wearing a black belt, and I go, well, how long did it take to get that? 2 years? What do you do? Taekwondo? I'm like, okay. Money machine.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of crap.
You go to Taekwondo RS and
get you a black belt.
I never knew
it
that.
costs like $1,000 or $500 to test for your black belt.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a joke.
Jeez. That's a total different aspect I never even knew about.
You have to pay to test in traditional martial arts, and you pay quite a bit. And you get ranked quickly because... I don't know. I'm probably whoever listening, and you might hopefully the traditional guys are listening. They'll be pissed.
Well, right now I have like 27 listeners on average, so it's
okay. So
it's not until like hopefully a year later we'll have back issues getting explored.
But I try not to be disrespectful, but honestly, it's the money pit.
Well, speaking of which, I heard. What's the story in The Ultimate Fighter?
What about it?
I heard there was a little bit of beef going on with what were you almost on?
Oh, I was going to be on, yeah.
Yeah.
I told him to kick rocks.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, basically, I did the tryouts, season 10 for The Ultimate Fighter in Seattle, and I did it on a whim. I wasn't going to even try out. I was actually taking my fighter there, who was a heavyweight at the time, because I thought they were doing heavyweights and light heavyweights. Turns out they were also doing middleweights.
Uh-huh.
I'm not even a middleweight. I'm a welterweight.
Yeah.
But I was there, and I was taking my guy there, and my wife went with us, and she's like, well, why don't you try out? I'm like, I didn't come here to try out. I go, first of all, I'm a welterweight.
Yeah.
She goes, you fought plenty at middleweight. I go, yeah, I know, like half my career.
Oh,
but I prefer welterweight. And she's like, well, we're here. You might as well just do it since we're here. So I say, fuck it, I'll try out.
yeah.
Sorry.
It's they hear it from me all
I'm
the time.
around fighters up constantly. So I was like, all right. So I try it. And what the hell? I was tired. I haven't even played. I think I was up with my friends the night before, maybe drinking or something. And so we trucked down to the tryouts, and she talks me into it, and I sure as shit make it, but my fighter doesn't, So the first portion of the tryouts, you basically go in there and you hit pads. And I'm like, pads? I guarantee I'm the best striker in this place. No problem. I know I'll pass that.
Yeah.
Cracking pads. I had Joe Silva smiling and nodding his head up and down. He's liking what he's seeing. And not to be too arrogant, but I was looking around at the striking, and I'm like, yeah, you guys suck at striking. So I knew I'd make it past that. No problem.
Yeah.
I was one of the first names they called to move on. And then the second portion was grappling. I'm a good grappler. I prefer to strike.
Yeah.
Right? So I was like, we'll see if I make it past the grappling. Because I'm figuring they're looking for, like, ninjas. Grappling ninjas. And I'm not a grappling ninja. I'm good. But, again, I'd rather stay on my feet and bang.
Yeah.
So they call my name, and, of course, I look over at the guy coming out, and he's got wrestling shoes on, big, buff, black guy. I'm like, go figure. The chubby Asian gets the big, buff wrestler. Perfect. So they call my name. I go out to the mat. He comes out to the mat. We get in position. So basically you have 2 minutes to impress the UFC. So I'm grappling in front of hundreds of other fighters that are trying to get on the show. All the Spike TV staff, Joe Silva, and and his UFC people. And they're like, all right, impress us. They go. So I'm like, I'm not waiting for this guy. I'm going before, because if he gets on top of me, he looks strong. I'm gonna get screwed. So I pounced first, put him on his back, and he was defending the whole time because, and I tried to key lock him. I wasn't able to finish the submission. He only had 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But I controlled the whole grappling the whole time. I was actually surprised. I'm like, that dude looked tough. I thought he was gonna school me. Nope. But I pounced first, man. So they liked it. I moved on to the panel interviews. The third portion of the tryouts there were basically you go in, they call your name in, and they just attack you, cuss at you, talk shit, verbal, and see how you react. And there's like a whole panel. It's Spike TV.
Yeah.
And then Joe Silva from UFC. And they're just asking you shit and just being dicks. And that's a part of the whole problem,
Yeah.
to see if you can handle the pressure.
Yeah.
I just shot back at him. You're like, why are you so special? I go, Jesus, man. I'm like, took you long enough. I said, why the hell haven't I been in the UFC for years? I whooped your guys' fighter's ass plenty of times. I go, and really, on your last season, you had a guy who had to get a freaking colonic to make weight? I go, you got a bunch of pussies on your show. A bunch of kids. I go, I will school anyone in this house. And I just talk shit.
Yeah.
Boom. They loved me.
He's made for TV.
Yeah, they loved me. So, they called me back in. They said, we like you. You're going to Vegas. Go home, pack your shit. Don't tell anyone. We'll call you. We'll send you your itinerary, and you'll come on out. So I got my call a week later, gave me my itinerary, flew out to Vegas. Had to go through the whole process all over again. But now I'm by myself with a bunch of other fighters.
Yeah.
And we're all staying at the same hotel. And they're like, and they give you basically you show up to pick you up at the airport. They give you take you to your room, give you your itinerary, and then they're like, on this day you're doing medicals, you're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing your interview. On this day you're doing this, this, and this. If you guys go out and party and fuck up, that's on you. You don't show up, you're immediately off the show. So I kept my shit together the whole time. It sucked.
Yeah.
it sucked being in Vegas for a week. You can't party.
Yeah.
And you're there for work, and you have to keep it all right. That's when I learned to play blackjack. I had nothing better to do.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in Vegas. I couldn't drink. I couldn't go party. I couldn't do anything. I'm like, well, I'm going to learn to gamble then, damn it. So I homied up with one of the fighters, and we just gambled the whole damn time. I learned how to play blackjack. Got my ass kicked a couple times, won a little bit, whatever, killed time. Got through the tryouts, and they said, you're on, man. We like you. We went through the process. I did medicals one day, then I had to do another. It was weird how they did the interviews, because they had interview on floor 1. And then you move up another floor and you do another type of interview with another.
Are they taping each?
Yeah, they're taping us, and then we have to go up another level and do another interview in this other room, and then we make it to the main interview in front of Spike TV again, and they're being dicks and ripping on you and trying to see how you're going to react, and what's this on your record, and why is this, and they actually talk shit about my coach a little bit, and to see how I react, and they said, you're good. They gave me a wink, and they said, yeah, you're on. Basically, they're not allowed to tell me, but they kind of, you're good, So I left Vegas stoked,
Yeah.
Last night there, I went partying, got all drunk, and had a good old time. Missed my plane the next day. Had to call my wife. Hey, I'm going to be a couple hours later. Missed the plane. She's like, you're an idiot. And I'm like, I know. I'm sorry. I go, I woke up in my hotel when my plane was leaving, and I had to reschedule. She's like, you're an idiot. And she goes, how drunk did you get? I go, I just woke up, and my plane was gone.
It's drunk enough.
Pretty drunk. So I got home, and I just waited for my call. And when they called me, I was anticipating. They're like, okay, let's go. You're going to be on the show. And they're like, we loved you. You were awesome. We're going to use you. I'm like, okay. But, and I go, uh-oh.
Yeah.
And they go, but because Kimbo decided to sign to be in the show, we're not using your weight class, and we're not going to use light heavyweights. We're only going to do heavyweights. I go, that's bullshit. I go, I went through all that shit, and you guys liked me, and you want me to do it.
And they're going to use you.
And you're going to use me,
yeah.
But you don't. They said, yeah, but you have to do the tryouts next season. We'll do your weight class next season. You're already in the house. You're guaranteed a spot, but you still have to redo everything. I go, well, if I have a spot, why do I have to redo everything? He goes,
use this tape.
And they're like, because we want you to redo it. And I go, and you're guaranteeing me a spot. They go, if you do what we ask, you're on the show next season. I go, no, I don't want to do that again. I go, if you want me to fight, I already did my process.
Yeah.
You liked me. If you want me to do it, again, that's not happening. If you want me to fight, I'll fight on the undercard. Call me, I'll fight. You guys paid for all my medicals. I'm legit. I can fight. And they're like, no, we want you on the show. I go, well, I'm not going to do the show next season. They're like, well, then we're not going to use it. I go, well, fuck off. And I hung up. That's the end of my UFC career.
Boom.
Boom. I'm not going to be a tool.
Yeah.
It would have been different if I was in my 20s, but I was 33 at that point.
Yeah.
And I knew I was either going to do it or I wasn't. This was the time.
Yeah.
Because I didn't plan on competing into my 40s.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I plan on retiring in the next 2 to 5 years. I'm not going to wait another whole season and then do the stupid show and then have a UFC career.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm either going to fight now for you guys or I'm calling it.
Yeah.
Because if I was to do the show, I'm 33 years old. I have to wait till I'm 34 to do the show, do the whole damn show.
Yeah. So
and
now
then,
you're 35.
And now I'm 35, 34, 35, just entering my UFC career.
Getting into the ranks.
And I'm like, no, man,
Yeah.
I want to retire at this point.
Yeah.
So I was just like, screw you, I'm done. So after that, I went and fought for Strikeforce, which is fine.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever watched Strikeforce. It's
on
Showtime. Fought for those guys, and then I decided to do my Korea thing for a couple of years. They ended up going under, and they killed my contract and reopened them under a different name. So I just signed at a bad time.
Yeah.
When I signed, they must have been already on their way out.
On the way out.
Yeah.
So, did you still do 3 fights?
I did not do the 3 fights. I did the 1 fight. I was scheduled to do my second fight. My opponent got hurt. And then I was supposed to get a call and get rescheduled for it again, and then the next call I got was they went bankrupt.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, you didn't go bankrupt.